Hi everyone, you're welcome to my YouTube channel Choices. My name is Chagoze Madindu, and like I always say, you can call me Chichi. I'm super excited about what we'll be discussing today, which is what I wish I knew before I got married. So, um, we get into marriage sometimes, and you're like, "Yay, nobody told me. Why didn't anybody make a big deal about this?" Well, the truth is, you can't be too prepared for marriage, and nobody can tell you everything there is to know about marriage. The marital journey is one that you keep discovering and learning till, yeah, I don't want to say till the end, but until you guys know yourselves well enough to live peacefully. I asked a lot of people the question, and interestingly, they hadn't thought about it until I asked them the question. So you see, these are real issues people are dealing with. But the interesting thing is, you can't stop learning, and you must choose and be willing to keep learning in this marriage journey. For me, I wish someone had told me I was enough, in the sense that I felt I needed to be the perfect wife. You know how we say the 9-yard wifey material? Yeah, so I felt I needed to be that. So I put so much pressure on myself, and the society put so much pressure on me to somehow to be the perfect wife. And then you get into marriage and you realize that half of those things you learned are not even relevant. And the ones that were relevant to your peculiar situation, you did not even know. So I felt like if I had known I was enough, I wouldn't have beat myself up over certain things I didn't know, because I would have gotten into marriage and just be willing to continue learning from where I stopped. So it's not like you shouldn't be prepared or you shouldn't improve yourself. It's just that don't beat yourself up. You can't be too prepared. What you should be willing to do is go into marriage and continue being willing. Choose, remember, choices. Choose to continue being willing to learn about marriage, to discover yourself some more, and even learn about your spouse. Secondly, I wish someone told me, I don't know if it would have occurred to somebody, but I wish someone told me that I wasn't my mom, neither was I married to my dad. Now, because our parents are the people who trained us and who we grew up with, the tendency is to take what you've learned from your parents and what you've seen them do and just go and replicate it in your marriage. But the truth is, it doesn't always work. For instance, I remembered how I felt like my husband would love swallow by default because my dad did. So once it's Saturday, I cook like 3 or 4 soups and just stock up the freezer. And I was feeling myself, and I'll be like, "Oh, so we have okra, egusi, ogbono, and co." And he's like, "Ah, yes, I'll just have cereal." I say, "You have what, cereal?" Yeah. So it happened once or twice, and we had to sit down and talk about it. I said, "I'm doing a lot of work. I'm cooking soup. I'm out there trying to make sure there's variety in the house, and then every once in a while you just want cereal." And so we had to talk about it, and then I understood I was trying so hard to be my mom and to treat him like my dad, and that wasn't going to work. So I needed to basically unlearn all I knew and begin to learn this new person I was beginning life with. And gradually, I understood and began to celebrate his love for cereal, which was a lot easier than cooking 10 soups. So, the case is different with everybody, and some people will share their stories with you. I hope you pick 1 or 2 things out of it and apply it to your life. So sit back and enjoy.
I wish someone told me that expressing the wrong love language towards your partner is as good as not showing love at all. I remember for our wedding, I wanted to say thank you to my husband for all the things that he did towards the wedding. He spent so much and all that. So I bought him a gift. And on the wedding day, I sent him the gift as way of saying thank you. I think I even wrote a note saying thank you for all you do with the gift. Do you know that my husband did not count it as thank you? I promise for months In fact, he was holding it in his heart that I didn't say thank you to him and all that. So then it dawned on me. Then I said, and I told him that, and I reminded him that I bought you a gift saying thank you. But for him, I didn't say thank you until I said the thank you in words. Literally, I didn't say thank you at all. So for him, his love language is words of affirmation. He likes to say, I love you. He tells me, I love you, thank you. You know, all those things, words, he likes them. So he says them to me. But for me, on the other hand as well, if you don't buy me gifts, you have not shown me love. Like, you have not loved me.
One of the things I wish I had known before I got married is, as much as I check the personality of my husband to be, I should also check the personality of the person who is closest to my husband in his family. One has to check. You'll be surprised at the power they have over your marriage, you know. Secondly, I wish I had known the excruciating pain of child labor. I think it's been downplayed, you know. People don't really talk about how excruciating the pain is. It is a lot.
I wish when I got married, or before I got married actually, someone had told me that marriage really is about two complete persons. Complete in terms of full, whole persons, mentally, emotionally, psychologically, financially to some extent, yes, all the knowledge you can think of. So an individual is getting married as a full personality, complete full personality. Now, why is this so important? There's this saying that people say, oh, my better half, and the expectation is this person or this lady or this guy is going to come into your life and is just going to complete everything about you all around. Well, I found out that is really not true, and that's not very good advice. Why? When you come into a relationship or a marriage, and you're half baked. At some point in time, you're going to be depending on the other persons to do a lot of things for you, and over time what you're going to do is you're going to wear out the other person. But if you're full, you're complete, you're rounded, you're going to be giving you're going to be giving more into the relationship. And marriage is about giving and giving. So when you give a lot, you get more reward, and the relationship flows. You have a mind of your own, you're able to contribute better, you're able to be a partner for the other person, and therefore your marriage just keeps getting fresher and more beautiful and more loving, because you begin to add value into the relationship. So singles out there, my advice is be the best version of you that you can possibly be. Single you is still going to be married you. So if you're going to, and in marriage it's going to be more amplified. So if you have some issues you want to deal with, please do your best to take care of them and develop yourself into the best version of you can be. Then when you're married, it's going to be amplified and you're going to be a wow spouse.
Well, I wish someone told me that me and my husband would not always agree. Like, you will have major disagreements. In fact, the disagreements be more than the agreements. I wish someone told me that, because I would have been better much prepared. I mean, I found myself arguing, fighting, trying to enforce and make my decision or my points known or made. But someone told me, especially someone who has been married for a very, very long time, told me a secret and said that you don't, as in, he's the head of the family, and sometimes it's good to just let it go. It's very difficult to, I will not lie to you, it is very difficult, especially for those who like to argue. I love arguing. I love, I wish someone told me that it's not going to be easy when it comes to decision making.
I did learn a number of things from elders, mentors, parents. If there's something that I wish someone really stressed to me though, would be, I wish someone proper talked to me about the power of a preconditioned mind. Being married, I saw myself in a certain light, if that makes sense. And sometimes I didn't recognize that person per se, and maybe with the reactions or with my interpretations of things. And I had to do some soul searching, and I had to ask myself questions. What's wrong with you? Clearly, what's going on? And I understood that most of my interpretations or reactions were informed by things that I had experienced, things I had seen, environments that I was probably exposed to. And coming to that realization helped me a lot, because then I knew that that wasn't okay, because I didn't even like the reactions that I was giving or the way that I thought about certain things. So I had to intentionally start unlearning some of those things that I picked up along the way in my journey of life. And I am glad. A lot of the time, I remember elders, parents saying, oh, when you get married, you see better, you understand better, your eyes will clear, marriage will clear the love, you will now see the two of you for who you are. We always think about it in terms of our spouses, that, oh, you will see your spouse, you will see their flaws. And for me, it was the reverse, because I was seeing myself clearer, and I didn't like some of the things that I saw that I'd never seen before, and I thought, we have to fix this. And I traced it to the root of why I was doing certain things that I had never done before. And don't you know what? It's time to change. We have to learn these things, and it's been good. I mean, we're still in the process, so I can only say it's going to be better as we go on. But yeah, I wish someone did stress that a lot to me, but we're in it now and we're learning. So yeah, thank you.
I wish someone had told me that little things matter in marriage. Little things such as killing a chicken, because that was what my issue was when I got married newly. So I went to the market and came back with a live chicken. And I asked my dear husband to help me kill the chicken. He refused, because in his family, the women killed chickens and did kitchen related stuff. But in my family, the men did the chicken drama and anything related to meat. They cut, wash, and do everything related to things like that. So it became a big issue because I did not understand it. But with communication, we had to talk about it, and then we resolved that either I pay people in the market to do that, or I ask the security man to do things like that. Secondly, I wish someone had told me that I needed a trailer load of patience. I did not know. Hey, now we are now very patient with each other. He understands me, he listens to me, and he's now very patient with me. On my own part, I am now more quiet, and I let him make his point and try to understand I try to understand where he's coming from. So for the grace of God, love, understanding, and good communication, as well as a trailer load of patience, we are good to go. Thank you.
I hope you learned a thing or two from these stories. It's possible to just laugh about these stories, especially the chicken one. But the truth is, these are the realities we face in marriage. And if not properly handled, it will actually mar your marriage. Our differences and our lives as we see it, as we know it, should be what binds us together and not what pushes us away from each other or causes us to have a lot of friction in our marriages. So celebrate your differences and keep learning. Don't ever feel like someone is weird or be surprised that they don't know stuff. If there's something you need your spouse to know, please, by all means, help them understand. Be patient with them. I tell you, it's too late for your marriage to fail by God's grace. And I hope you had a great time, because I did have a great time. Don't forget to leave your comments below if you also have an experience you want to share with us, and don't forget to subscribe below. I'll see you guys some other time. Ciao.